Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered if you were meant for more? Felt a fire burning inside you that the world tried to smother? Have you ever been told you can't? And something deep inside you whispered back, just watch me. See, this isn't just another motivational speech. This is a wake-up call, a battle cry, a declaration that enough is enough, that the days of doubt, delay, and playing small are over, that from this moment on, you're standing in your power, not in your fear, because this isn't about luck. This isn't about who gave you permission or what cards you were dealt. This is about a decision to rise, to push, to fight, to build, to believe. It's about owning your story, even if it started in the dark. It's about stepping into the light. Even if your legs are shaking, it's about saying with your chest, I can and I will, and meaning every word. This isn't hype. This is truth. And if you're ready to hear it, if you're ready to live it, then let's get to work. Listen, you can have the talent, the opportunity, the resources, and even the connections. But if you don't believe in IO, none of that matters. Before you ever achieve something great, before you get to hold the trophy or stand on the podium or hear your name called, it starts with a quiet voice deep down inside that says, I can do this. That voice is the spark. That voice is the foundation. But here's the thing, they don't teach belief in school. It's not on the syllabus. You can't download it. No one's going to give it to you on a silver platter. You have to build it brick by brick, moment by moment, choice by choice. Self-belief isn't a gift. It's earned. It's earned when you push through days that try to break you. It's earned when you're tired, but you don't quit. It's earned when you fall and you get up anyway. There are people in this world who are less than you, less talent, fewer chances, more obstacles, and they still made it because they had something burning in their chest that said, I will not be denied. That's belief. Real belief doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means you never let fear make your decisions. Real belief doesn't mean you never hear doubt. It means you don't bow down to it. You want to do something powerful with your life. Start by looking in the mirror and saying, I am enough. Not because someone else said it, not because you read it on a meme, but because you decided that's your truth. Every dream you chase will test that belief. Life will throw punches. It will lie to you. It will tell you you're not ready, not worthy, not smart enough, not strong enough. Life will dare you to quit. But if you've built that belief, if it's rooted deep, deeper than your fear, deeper than your doubts, then you will rise. You might stumble, you might shake, but you will rise. That belief is your armor. That belief is your engine. That belief is your fire. So fuel it, defend it, speak it, live it. Because before the world believes in you, you have to believe in you. And when you do, there ain't nothing that can stop you. Self-belief is the foundation. Listen, you can have the talent, the opportunity, the resources, and even the connections. But if you don't believe in YO, none of that matters. Before you ever achieve something great, before you get to hold the trophy or stand on the podium or hear your name called, it starts with a quiet voice deep down inside that says, I can do this. That voice is the spark. That voice is the foundation. But here's the thing, they don't teach belief in school. It's not on the syllabus. You can't download it. No one's going to give it to you on a silver platter. You have to build it brick by brick, moment by moment, choice by choice. Self-belief isn't a gift. It's earned. It's earned when you push through days that try to break you. It's earned when you're tired, but you don't quit. It's earned when you fall and you get up anyway. Belief is not loud. It doesn't show off. It doesn't need applause. Belief is quiet. It lives in the early mornings when the alarm goes off and you don't hit snooze. It lives in the gym when your muscles burn and your mind says, that's enough. But your heart says, one more rep. It lives in the rejection emails and the failed attempts and the nights when you cry behind closed doors, still show up the next day like nothing happened. That's where belief is built, in the hidden places where no one's watching. You see, the world loves to celebrate outcomes, success, the big wins, but real belief is what gets you through the middle, the messy middle, the part where doubt is loud and progress is slow. That's the part nobody posts about, but that's where legends are made. And let's be real, there are going to be moments when belief is all you have, when everything outside of you is falling apart, when the people you thought would support you disappear, when the plan goes sideways, when life says, no, in those moments, belief is the only voice that says, keep going. It's the anchor, the fire. The reason you don't fold, because when you believe in yourself, truly believe, you become dangerous. You become untouchable. Not because things don't hurt, but because pain doesn't stop you. Fear doesn't own you, and failure becomes few. You want to do something great. You want to change your life. Then build your foundation. Make it solid, unshakable. Don't rent your confidence from other people's opinions. Own it. And don't just believe when things are going your way. Believe when everything's against you. That's when it counts. That's when it's real. Because when you build belief in the dark, it will carry you into the light. When the world says possible, your foundation says, watch me. So go ahead, be bold, be relentless, be the one who walks into the storm with a spine made of belief and a soul set on fire. Because if you've got that, if your foundation is strong, there is nothing you can't build on top of it. Discipline makes the difference. You can have all the talent, all the dreams, all the belief in the world, but without discipline, it's just potential, untapped, unfulfilled. Wasted discipline is what separates those who want from those who do. It's what draws the line between excuses and results. See, anyone can be motivated for a day, a week, a moment, but motivation fades, discipline stays. Discipline wakes you up when your body wants to rest. Discipline keeps you grinding when no one is watching. Discipline tells you to show up, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Let's be real. Greatness doesn't come from convenience. It comes from consistency. It comes from showing up when it's raining, when it's hard, when it's lonely. It comes from making a decision that your goals matter more than your mood. Discipline isn't sexy. It's not flashy. It's not the highlight reel. It's the work done in the dark. It's those moments you say no to the party, no to the drama, no to the distractions. Because yes to the dream means no to everything that's not aligned with it. You want to change your life, check your habits. You want to achieve something remarkable, audit your discipline. Discipline is like a muscle. You've got to train it. You've got to stretch it. And yeah, it's going to hurt sometimes. It's going to demand sacrifice. But that's the price. That's the toll. You think those at the top got there by chance. Now, they got there because they were willing to do the work when others weren't. They got there because they had the discipline to stick to the plan even when the plan felt slow, boring, or hard. People will call you obsessive. Let them. People will say you're too intense. Let them. Because while they're talking, you're building. While they're sleeping, you're sharpening. While they're quitting, you're committing. And that's the difference. The ones who win long term are the ones who didn't just show up when it felt good. They showed up especially when it didn't. Discipline doesn't shout, it doesn't brag, but it always wins, quietly, relentlessly, powerfully. So if you really want to live out, I can and I will, it's not enough to want it, you've got to work it. You've got to train your willpower like it's a craft. You've got to build routines that protect your dream. You've got to say, no matter what, I'm showing up today. Because discipline isn't about how you feel, it's about who you are. And if who you are is someone who refuses to be average, someone who refuses to quit, someone who refuses to waste their potential, then discipline isn't optional, it's oxygen. Failure is not final. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Failure is not final. It's not the end of your story. It's not your identity. It's a chapter, not the whole book. See, we've been trained to fear failure, to run from it, to treat it like some dark mark on our record. But let me tell you something. Every champion you admire, every innovator who changed the world, every leader who made history, they failed. Not once, not twice, they failed repeatedly. They just didn't quit. They didn't let failure define them. They let it refine them. You fall down, so what? Get back up. You make a mistake, own it, learn from it, and move on. Don't sit in shame. Don't let guilt set up shop in your soul. Understand this. Failure is proof that you tried. It's evidence that you had the courage to step into the arena. Most people won't even try. They'll sit on the sidelines, safe in their comfort zones, pointing fingers at those who dared to chase something real. But you took the shot, and even if you missed, you're ahead of the ones who never lifted the ball. Failure teaches what success can't. It humbles you. It sharpens you. It shows you who's really in your corner and who was only clapping when you were winning. Failure shows you what you're made of. It asks you, do you want it bad enough to keep going? And if the answer is yes, then congratulations, you just became unstoppable, because someone who's not afraid to fail is someone who's not afraid to rise. Too many people stop at failure. They say, well, I guess it wasn't meant for me. That's a lie. The dream didn't die, your faith did. But you can resurrect that, you can rebuild that. You can rise from that failure stronger, smarter, tougher. Don't fear failure, fear regret. Fear what will happen if you don't even try. Fear waking up 10 years from now knowing you let fear steal your future. You want to know what's worse than failing, never knowing what you could have done if you had just kept going. So shift your mindset. Failure isn't the enemy. Complacency is, quitting is, doubting yourself into an action is. When you fail, and you will feel it, sit with it. Then stand up, dust yourself off, and say, is that all you've got? Because that's the attitude that breaks through. That's the mindset of someone who says, I can and I will no matter what comes. Every time you fall and rise again, you prove that failure has no power over you unless you hand it the keys. So don't take the lesson, leave the shame, and step forward like someone who's been battle tested. You've got scars. Good, that means you're alive. That means you're still in the fight. That means your story isn't over, it's just getting started. Commitment is non-negotiable. If you're serious about your dream, if you're really about this life, then your commitment can't be a part-time thing. It can't be something you flirt with when it's convenient or only chase when you're inspired. Nah, commitment is a marriage. It's a vow. It's a contract you sign with yourself that says, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, I'm staying in it. Because if your commitment can be shaken by a bad day, a bad week, or a bad break, then you were never committed. You were just curious. See, people love the idea of success. They love the highlight reel, the applause, the spotlight. But what they don't see is the blood, sweat, and sacrifice behind it. They don't see the nights you stay up grinding while everyone else is sleeping. They don't see the rejection, the setbacks, the doors that slammed in your face. But you kept knocking, you kept climbing. Why? because commitment doesn't give you the option to quit. It burns the boats. It says, this is it. I'm all in. Let me be real with you. Life is going to test you. It's going to put weight on your back and ask, how bad do you want it? And your answer can't be in words. It has to be in action every single day. Commitment means showing up on the days you don't feel like it. Commitment means saying no to things that feel good now because you're chasing something great later. Commitment means your goals don't change just because your emotions do. That's power. That's maturity. That's the stuff champions are made of. There are no shortcuts. There is no cheat code. There is only discipline and commitment stacked day on day until the results show up, and the results will show up, but only if you do. Most people quit right before the breakthrough, right before the door opens, right before the momentum hits. Don't be most people. Be the one who stays. Be the one who digs deeper when it would be easier to walk away. Be the one who says, no matter how long it takes, I'm not leaving this dream behind. And look, commitment isn't glamorous. It's not always fun, but it's necessary. It's how legacies are built. It's how lives are changed. Because when you commit to something bigger than yourself, when you commit with your heart, your mind, your time, your energy, you become a force. People may not understand it. They may doubt you. Let them. Your job isn't to convince them. Your job is to keep showing up until there's nothing left to say. Commitment means not just talking the talk, but walking it every damn day, even when it's uphill, even when it hurts, even when nobody's clapping. Because the promise you made to yourself is louder than any excuse. And if you can hold that line, if you can stay locked in, stay loyal to the grind, and eventually the results will speak for you. And when they do, it won't be luck. It'll be proof of your unshakable commitment. Surround yourself with fire, because you can't light up the world if you're walking through life soaked in cold water. Let's break it down. Your environment matters. The people around you, they matter. The energy you allow into your space, it matters. See, you can be the most driven, most gifted, most passionate person alive, but if you're surrounded by people who don't believe, don't try, don't push, don't dream, you'll start to shrink. You'll start questioning yourself, and before you know it, your fire dims to match their comfort. That's why you've got to be intentional about who's in your circle. Surround yourself with fire, people who burn with purpose, who challenge you, who sharpen you, people who speak life into your dreams, not death, people who don't flinch when you say your goals out loud, even when they sound crazy, because real ones won't laugh. They'll lean in and say, let's get to work. That's the difference. Too many people keep company with critics and call it friendship. Nah, you need warriors, you need builders, you need people who remind you what's possible just by how they live. Because energy is contagious, doubt is contagious, but so is belief, so is boldness, so is hunger. And if you're not around people who feed that in you, you're starving without knowing it. This journey you're on, it's not for the weak. It's not for the crowd pleasers. It's for the ones who are willing to walk alone until they find their tribe. And yeah, that's going to hurt sometimes. You might outgrow some folks. You might have to distance yourself from people you love, but that's the cost. Growth demands separation. Elevation requires isolation, at least for a season, because you're not chasing average, you're chasing greatness, and greatness doesn't grow in toxic soil. It grows in environments where excellence is expected, where dreams are respected, where failure is seen as a stepping stone, not a death sentence. So audit your circle. Who's pouring into you? Who's draining you? Who's clapping when you win? And who's silent? That silence tells you everything. And don't get bitter, just get wise. Build your inner circle like your life depends on it, because it does. Surround yourself with people who are doing what you want to do, living how you want to live, thinking bigger than you think right now. That's how you level up, not by staying the same, but by raising your standard. And listen, if you can't find that kind of fire around you right now, be the fire, be the one who sets the tone, and trust that when you walk like that, when you burn like that, the right ones will find you, because fire attracts fire. It's magnetic. So don't dim, don't water yourself down to make others feel comfortable. Let them adjust to your flame or get left in the cold. Your vision needs protection. Your purpose needs power. So guard your energy like it's gold, because when you surround yourself with fire, there's no limit to how far you'll go. Hard work is the equalizer. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what your last name is. It doesn't matter who did or didn't believe in you. Hard work levels the playing field. It's the one thing nobody can take from you. You can't buy it. You can't fake it. You can't inherit it. You earn it with sweat, with effort, with grit. While others are talking, you're working. While they're scrolling, you're grinding. While they're dreaming, you're doing. And that's the difference. We live in a world obsessed with shortcuts. Everyone wants to hack the secret sauce, the overnight success. But let me tell you something, they might skip steps, but they can't skip the work. Because real success, lasting success, that's built, not handed out. It's forged in silence. It's paid for in hours nobody clapped for. It's the late nights, the early mornings, the extra reps, the quiet sacrifices that nobody saw, but you made them anyway because you knew talent might open the door, but only hard work keeps you in the room. Let's be clear, hard work is not punishment, it's power. It's not what you have to do, it's what you get to do. Because while others complain, you're building. While others wait for opportunity, you're creating one. While others hope, you're hustling. That's the mindset. That's the difference between I wish and I will. Hard work isn't glamorous. It's not always Instagram worthy, but it produces results, and results speak louder than excuses. They speak louder than doubt. They shut people up and wake people up. You want to rise, put your head down and get to work. No one owes you anything. The world doesn't hand out trophies for potential. It rewards those who show up daily and refuse to let circumstance define their grind. You might not be the most talented. You might not have the best resources, but if you outwork everybody in the room, if you bring that relentless focus, that no matter what mindset, there's not a damn thing that can stop you. You can't control everything. Life throws curveballs. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. But the one thing you always have control over is your effort, your hustle, your drive. And if you commit to showing up with that intensity every day, if you lock in and say, this is mine and I'm going to earn it, then guess what? Life has no choice but to move out of your way, because hard work wins, not sometimes, not maybe always. So if you've been waiting for a sign, here it is. Stop talking. Start moving. Stop wishing. Start working. Stop hoping someone's going to hand you the life you dream about, and start building it with your own two hands. Because when it's all said and done, talent gets attention, luck gets a head start, but hard work finishes the race. Consistency beats intensity. Everybody can sprint for a day. Anybody can show up when they're excited, when the energy is high, when the mood is right. But champions, legends, they show up when it's boring. They show up when it's hard. They show up when nobody's watching, because they understand one truth most people ignore. Success isn't built in one big moment. It's built in thousands of small ones stacked on top of each other daily, repeatedly, faithfully. You see, intensity is sexy, it's dramatic, it's loud. People love the grind videos, the all-nighters, the motivational music, the sweat pouring down. And yeah, that has its place, but intensity burns out fast. You can't live in a sprint. Life is a marathon, and the winners are the ones who learn how to pace themselves, who show up on Monday the same way they show up on Friday, who do the work even when the emotion is gone. That's consistency. And that's where the real magic is. Let me put it plain. The people who make it, really make it, aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who kept showing up, kept swinging, kept climbing, even when it didn't look like it was working, even when there was no applause, no validation, no likes. They knew something most people never learn: your habits or your ladder. And every time you show up, you're climbing. You might not see it yet. You might feel stuck. But the results don't lie, they just take time. Consistency builds trust with others, with yourself. Every time you follow through, every time you do what you said you'd do, especially when it's hard, you prove to yourself that you can be counted on. And when you start to trust yourself like that, that's a weapon. That's how confidence is built. That's how discipline becomes destiny. Not by going hard once, but by going steady always. And here's the truth: your future isn't determined by what you do occasionally. It's determined by what you do consistently, what you read, what you say, what you train, what you tolerate. All of it stacks up. It's all compounding. So when people say, I don't see the results, I ask them, are you consistent? Because that's the test. Not how hard you go when you're motivated, but how you move when you're not. There will be days when nothing feels right, days when quitting feels easier than continuing, days when the dream feels far and the grind feels heavy. But if you can stay consistent on those days, if you can keep doing the work even in silence, even in shadows, even in setbacks, then when your time comes, you'll be ready. Because consistency is preparation. Consistency is insurance. Consistency is what makes sure that when opportunity knocks, you don't miss it because you weren't trained for it. So yeah, go hard, be intense, feel the fire. But more than that, be consistent. Day by day, brick by brick. No excuses, no skipping steps. Because at the end of the day, it's not about who burns the brightest. It's about who burns the longest. Embrace the struggle. Yeah, I said it. Don't just survive it, embrace it. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because the struggle, that's where the magic lives. That's where the transformation happens. Everybody wants the success, the spotlight, the celebration, but nobody wants the process. Nobody wants the sweat, the silence, the lonely nights when it's just you and the weight of everything you're trying to build. But hear me, those moments, those gritty, grinding, gut-checking moments, they shape you, they sharpen you, they are necessary. See, people talk about strength like it's some switch you flip. But strength is forged. It's developed under pressure and fire. In resistance, you want to be strong, go through something, you want to build something that lasts. Then don't run from the pain. Walk into it, own it. Because pain is the price. Struggle is the classroom. Every great story has a chapter where the hero wanted to quit, where everything looked like it was falling apart. That's the part that makes the victory real. That's the part that makes the triumph taste sweet. If it were easy, it wouldn't mean anything. The struggle is your training ground. It's where you meet the version of you that's being buried under comfort. It's where you realize what you're made of, not when everything's going right, but when it's all going wrong and you show up anyway. That's real character. That's real resilience. You've got to learn to stop seeing setbacks as signs to stop. They're not walls, they're weights. And every time you push against them, you get stronger. Every time you fight through the frustration, you build mental muscle, emotional endurance, spiritual stamina. That's the stuff success is made of. You can't skip the struggle and expect to stand tall. You can't avoid the process and expect to carry the prize. People look at winners and think they were born lucky. Nah, they were built in private, through pressure, through pain, through persistence. And here's the kicker. Struggle doesn't mean you're off track. Sometimes it means you're exactly where you're supposed to be, growing, evolving, becoming. So next time life hits you with something heavy, don't say, why me? Say, try me. Don't fold, don't flinch you. Let it stretch you, because every scar you earn is a story. Every trial you face is a testimony in the making. And when you come out on the other side, when the dust settles and the lights come on, you won't just have a win, you'll have a why, a reason, a foundation that's unshakable, because you didn't just survive the struggle, you mastered it. So stop looking for the easy road. It doesn't lead anywhere worth going. Embrace the climb, embrace the dark, embrace the struggle, because what's waiting for you on the other side, that's purpose, that's power, that's legacy. Speak it into existence. Your words are not just sounds, they're seeds. Every time you open your mouth, you are planting something. And the ground, that's your mind, that's your life, that's your future. So the question is, what are you planting? Are you speaking life or are you speaking limitation? Because here's the truth, the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk about your goals, about your potential, about your power, that's the story you end up living. That's the identity you end up wearing. Words shape reality. If you keep saying, I'm not ready, don't be surprised when you're never ready. If you keep saying, it's too hard, then it will always be too hard. But if you start declaring, I can do this, I will make it, I am built for this, then something inside you shifts. It's not magic, it's not superstition, it's focus, it's clarity, it's belief turning into behavior. Because when you speak it, you start to see it. And when you see it, you start to move different. You walk taller, you breathe deeper, you act like the version of you you've been speaking about. Let's get something straight, the world is going to try to name you. Doubt is going to whisper in your ear. Fear is going to try and write your script. But you've got the pen, you've got the mic, so take it, rewrite the narrative, speak your destiny out loud. I am not average. I am not stuck. I am not done. I am rising. I am ready. Say it until you believe it. Say it until your actions align with it. Say it until your life reflects it. Because people forget words have energy. They carry weight. You ever hear someone speak with conviction and feel it in your chest? That's power. That's truth in motion. And you can do the same, not just for others, but for yourself. Every day you wake up, you've got two choices: repeat the lies you've been told, or speak the truth you've been too afraid to own. One keeps you stuck. The other sets you free. So speak it not just once, not just when you feel good. Speak it daily. Speak it in traffic. Speak it in tears. Speak it in tired moments. Speak it in triumphs. Write it on your mirror. Record it on your phone. Preach it to yourself if you have to, because your voice is your weapon. Your declaration is your ignition. And when you speak the right words long enough, loud enough, bold enough, your life will rise to match your language. You want to live different. Talk different. You want to see change. Start with what you're saying. The world listens when you do. The universe moves when you do. Your future responds when you do. So stop doubting. Stop playing small. Open your mouth and declare, I can and I will. Say it again, louder, stronger, until there's no room left for doubt, until your words become your reality. So now we arrive at the final moment, the moment where talk ends and truth begins, where everything you've heard, everything you've felt, everything that's been stirring inside of you meets a decision. Because speeches are just words unless you take them with you, unless you carry them into the battle of your life. And believe me, life is a battle. Not always the kind with fists or fire, but one fought in your spirit, in your habits, in the quiet corners of your mind where no one else can hear the war being waged. This moment isn't about inspiration, it's about transformation. You've heard the words, I can and I will, but now you've got to make them real. You've got to tattoo them into your actions, write them into your mornings, breathe them into your setbacks, speak them louder than your fear. Because belief without effort is just noise. You want to change your life, you want to rise. Then it starts with a choice, not tomorrow, not when things feel easier, not when someone hands you permission. Now, let go of the idea that greatness belongs to someone else, that success is for the lucky, the chosen, the connected. No, it belongs to the one who refuses to quit, to the one who keeps showing up, to the one who screams yes to the dream, even when everything around them says no. Your circumstances may be tough, your past may be heavy, but your will can bend the world. And once you realize that, once you stop apologizing for wanting more, for dreaming big, for taking up space, there's no going back. You become unstoppable. You see, life doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It doesn't ask if you're scared, it just moves. And if you don't move with it, if you don't rise, if you don't speak, if you don't fight, then you let fear win. But not today, not this time, because today you remember who you are. Today, you take the pen back and start writing a new chapter, one where you don't flinch, one where you don't fold, one where your heart and your hustle walk in lockstep every single day. And yes, you will fall, you will doubt, you will break sometimes. That's part of it, that's the price. But hear me, those who fall and rise again build a fire no storm can touch. Every time you get back up, you multiply your strength. Every time you keep going when quitting feels easier, you sharpen your purpose. You don't just survive, you lead. You don't just try, you triumph. Not because it was easy, but because you said yes when everything in you screamed no. So let this be your declaration. Let this be the vow you make to yourself, not for the world to see, not for the applause, but for the part of you that knows you were born to do something great. For the kid in you who dreamed loud before the world told him to be quiet. For the future in you that's waiting to be unlocked. From this moment forward, you walk different, you speak different, you move with power, not permission. You don't beg the world to believe in you. You show them. You don't lower your voice to make others comfortable. You raise your game and make them rise with you. Because this isn't just about one moment. It's about every moment after. And from this day forward, your story does not read almost. It doesn't end with someday. It reads loud and clear, I can, I will, I did.